First up, over the past several nights, we've seen big crowds in downtown Portland, and they're continuing to grow.
Yeah, the mayor says it's in response to the federal agents that are there and that end up clashing with those protesters every night. Now we're hearing from a Navy veteran who was beaten by federal officers during one of those protests. And tonight we've learned that the Department of Justice has opened an investigation into what happened.
That's right. And here's a look at that video. That man right there with the backpack on and the white shirt, that's Chris David. He says he took a city bus to downtown with the goal of talking to federal officers. As you can see, that conversation did not happen. Our Fox 12's John Hendricks spoke with him about this video and what he would like to see come out of it. He joins us now live with that story. John?
Well, Pete and Bonnie, hundreds of thousands of people have seen that video on the internet. Local and national leaders have been weighing in on it today. The man at the center of that video says he doesn't want to see people lose sight of the real message behind these protests. For Chris David, he did not think his Saturday night would end like this.
Took a pretty strong stance and I relaxed my body and I let them beat me with batons.
His intent to talk with federal agents about what he says is a violation of their constitutional oath outside the federal courthouse.
What really got me to move was that pepper spray right in the face. That was an incredible incentive to turn around and give up on this one.
David, who says he's never been to a protest before, was upset over recent interactions with federal police and demonstrators in the Rose City. The tipping point, seeing a person picked up by an unmarked van and taken away.
That concerned me greatly. I was very angry about that, which is what essentially spurred me to go down to the protests because I wanted to talk to these federal officers.
He boarded a bus dressed in Navy gear and headed downtown.
I assumed that that would give them enough pause that I could actually talk to them. I wanted to know why they were violating their oaths.
But when the time came, he was greeted with batons, pepper spray, and a broken wrist.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I come to the floor today with a heavy heart.
Today in Washington, D.C., Oregon Representative Earl Blumenauer spoke about what happened on the House floor.
This is the face of the Trump administration's unprecedented interference in our community, taking a difficult situation and making it worse.
Blumenauer is now calling on lawmakers to put an end to what he calls an overreach of federal law enforcement. For David, he says he is a private person sharing his story in hopes the real message isn't lost in all of this.
I want people to forget about me and remember why we're out there doing this in the first place. And it is because we still have systemic racism in police forces across the country. That has not been fixed because we're all distracted with this.
Today at a Homeland Security briefing, we did learn that the officers in that video are U.S. Marshals and an investigation is underway. As for David, he says that he'll need surgery for a broken wrist. Reporting live tonight, John Hendricks, Fox 12 Oregon.